Well, I make sure this live stream is working so y'all can hear my review and hear my commentary. Hold on a second. Hold on. I think it's working. Hold on a second. I'm trying to make sure. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'm very sorry this is taking too long. Trying to show y'all this. Here we go. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, my live stream. Gonna do Monday Night Raw review, May 25th, 2026. The go home show for Clash in Italy this Sunday, I believe. And then we're gonna talk about AEW Double or Nothing, the pay-per-view that was last night. That was one of the best AEW pay-per-view of all time. Best this year. One of the best Double or Nothing pay-per-views in a while. So now my video was sponsored by PlayStation and sponsored by JD from New York. Sound off the sound off. Good mic work commentary. We are gonna talk about Monday Night Raw. Talk about the matches and the segments, the build to the pay-per-view. Well, was really nothing special, just same old shit. I mean, show opened up with Open Family and Paul Heyman. Open Family signed the contract that Paul Heyman had. Brock Lesnar cut this vignette backstage. Brock is not quitting, he's not done. He wants to continue to feud Open Family. The first match was Penta and Javon Evans for the IC title, I think. So, yeah, Penta and Javon Evans, that was the opener. Joe Hendry came out to do a concert. He got attacked by Austin Theory. I hope that's not going to be a recurring thing for Joe Hendry. The second time now he got jumped. Austin Theory beats him up again. I don't want to see Joe Hendry turn into Elias when he comes out and does a concert or his singing. It's the same thing that they do with Elias, where he gets interrupted by a heel or something and get beat up. I don't want to say happen to Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry should be in Masters or in segment, not doing concerts every week. That can get boring and kind of repetitive, so we don't need that. So anyway, Austin Theory attacked Joe Hendry. Then we had the Street Profits and Seth Rollins. They won a piece in the division. We also had Bayley and Lyra versus the Judgment Day in the tag team match. Joe Hendry is now Elias. Yeah, I agree. Thank you for the comment. Make sure y'all enjoy this video. Now, alright, so might well show y'all the other matches. We had Bayley and Lyra against the Judgment Day with Raquel and Roxanne. Alright, that was the other match on Monday Night Raw. And then we got a segment, a pretty good segment with Jimmy Uso, Warren's LA Knight. What did I say again?
What if every purchase was an investment?
Yeah, there was a face-to-face with Jimmy Uso and LA Knight. Warren's Knight to stay away, stay out of bloodline business. We also had Austin Theory. He brutally beat up Angelo Dawkins after Seth Rollins and Montez Ford had their match. Rollins and Montez Ford was a pretty good match. Alright. Yeah, so Seth Rollins and Montez Ford was a very good match. I think Rollins got the victory. And then we saw Austin Theory attack Angelo Dawkins. And then backstage, it looked like Montez Ford and Rollins may work together to fight against the division. Rollins did tell Adam Page he wanted to challenge Braun Breaker. Not on the pay-per-view, but it could be next week on Raw. And also we had Rey Mysterio versus Rusev. And a pretty good match. I think it was for the number one contender to see who faces Penta for the IC title. Yeah, so I I don't think we have Rusev on his auto pick currently though. Um, Now the main event, well, the main event segment was Jigga Fatu and Roman Reigns in the contract sign hyping up their match. They said it's not gonna main event. I think Cody Rhodes and Gunther gonna main event Clash in Italy. We could see Reigns and Fatu open the show. It's on the 1 hour on ESPN. Same thing with Brock Lesnar and Omos, so that could we get to see that for free. Yeah, but I thought the segment was fine. Pretty decent segment between Reigns and Fatu. So whoever wins will be the true tribal chief. If Jacob wins, he'll be tribal chief. Reigns will take his order and be on his side. But if Roman wins, then Fatu will stand on him and acknowledge him, be his right hand, and be on his side. Should be a good match. I know tribal combat might be the same thing that we saw with his match with Solo and his match with Jay. I thought the match they had at Backlash was pretty good. We'll see what happens here. Alright, so Reigns and Fatu sound off and go out to the match. Monday Night Raw wasn't really anything special. I think the only big storyline was Reigns and Fatu. Some people think we could get interference, we could get the debut of Zilla Fatu. We'll have to wait and see. I just realized that today is Roman Reigns' birthday, May 25th. I'm surprised he didn't brought that up. I'm not sure if he brought up back days. I don't know. Yeah. Um, oh yeah, I forgot Dragon Lee saved Wayne through from Rusev and Ethan Page. Another Vision member injured. Can't be Braun Breaker now, can it? Or is it Logan Paul? Because I don't think we saw Logan Paul tonight. He might be hurt. How long is he gonna be out? And if he's out for a while, then the Vision will have to vacate those tag team titles. Might as well give it to Street Profit. You might as well to kill the Vision. Do we need Logan Paul on TV? The Profits and Bailey visit the National Veterans. Don't know what that's all about. Wait. Oh, so we saw Roman Reigns drove his present. Oh, that was earlier in the show. Brock Lesnar said, "I'm going to rule over Femi." Yeah. So yeah. Might as well show y'all some of the podcasters. I don't like the damn commercials, man. Yeah, we have 5 matches. I think it's 5 matches. Or the 6. No, it's 5. Yeah, 5 matches. We got Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu in a tribal combat match. Brock Lesnar over Femi. Becky Lynch versus Sol Ruka for the IC title. We got Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill for the Women's Championship. Cody Rhodes and Gunther for the WWE Championship. That's the main event.
Savage, you're a savage. By the way, LA Knight's promo tonight sucked. His confrontation with Jimmy Uso was dumb. And I will explain why. And I'm one of the biggest LA Knight fans out there. that promo, I'm watching it and I'm like, oh my God, like who is this catering to? Is this just catering the fans that would just want to go, L.A. Knight, yeah? It was so dumb, and I will tell you why. Fireworks are going off. Oh, the Knicks probably just won. I hear fireworks going off outside. Just someone confirm if the Knicks just won and what was the score? I'd like to share with everyone. So, one thing I do want to show you, because I kind of had some fun with some artwork earlier. Think about it now with Logan Paul's injury, with the torn tricep. Think about the vision now. We had Seth Rollins tear his leg up, tear his arm up. You know, with the match.
Man, the vision is as good as they're useless. There's no need for a fasten. I mean, Wallen got hurt. Bronson Reed was hurt for a while. Braun Breaker was hurt. Bronson Reed can be out probably till August. And then Logan Paul's hurt with torn triceps. Braun Breaker, he's still there, but man, the vision is good as dead.
Cody Rhodes, and he tore his arm up. You have Bronson Reed. He had to go to the hospital, tore his arm up. You had Braun Breaker tear up his hamstring because of lifting the table, and now you have Logan Paul. So you know what that means? Austin Theory, you're next. Austin Theory is next. He is next. The Vision is cursed. I mean, maybe they need to come out with a shirt from Danhausen. Vision, you're untest. 130 to 93. That is the final to the next game. 130 to 93. That is impressive. That is really impressive. So now, yeah.
Yeah.
Why? She hasn't won anything. Now,
Going to show them what's happened fight for pro wrestling.
You in a 2.5-minute sham on a very
WWE needs a great kick in the pants.
whatever.
Up to 50,000
Hey.
cars added daily on cars.com. Where to next? What happened to him? I don't know how to go forward. That makes Brock happy. Yeah. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's kind of like a pretty massive plot hole to not address.
The Westland Dad.
Close the show, and it's the World Heavyweight Championship that would open the show. So, Cody, WWE Championship.
The only thing that
What a
matters.
great way to give back. What a great way to, after all of that dominance, I'm going to do the most that I can to set up WWE with their next me. Somebody else has to be me when I'm gone. And right now, when you look at that roster, Obafemi stands out as that guy. You know, you can make an argument for Breaker, but Oba's got the size. Breaker's got the intensity, and he's awesome. But, Oba's got the size.
Hey, what the hell? Come on now.
Like the holy shit, you kind of shard yourself a little when he comes out. Breaker is intense, but he doesn't strike that type of fear, like...
Oh, come on now. How the hell did that even happen? What the hell? God damn it with this crap. Must be the internet or the connection, that's why it's so goddamn slow. And getting my nerves, man, with this. Oh, we're pissed after
Very, very good. During the commercial, who hung out with me very late last night, is if Jacob Fatu wins. Because if Roman Reigns wins this match, nothing changes, right? Jacob Fatu has to acknowledge him just like everybody else has done, and the bloodline stuff sort of goes on the way that it's always gone on. At least if Jacob Fatu were to come out of that match with a win, there is the chance that they could kind of shake things up a little bit. Things will be a little bit different. As Roman said tonight, you become the leader. I have to take your lead. I have to acknowledge you. You become the man. At least that would be something different. So you kind of hope to see a Jacob Fatu win for two reasons. Number one, again, it would be something different, but also, I don't like the idea of Jacob Fatu going in there and losing back-to-back matches. Do I believe Jacob Fatu is going to win on Sunday? No, not really. But it truly would be the only way to try to shake things up here and do things a little bit different with the Bloodline stuff. Because the Bloodline stuff is not going to go away. The Bloodline stuff, that's their bread and butter. They're not going to let that go. We'll be sitting here 2-3 years from now still talking about some variation of the Bloodline. But at least it would give a new perspective to things, right? It would change things a little bit by putting Jacob in the driver's seat and not having Roman in that spot. Having Roman kind of take a step back. How does he respond to that? How does he react to that? Can he take second place, play second fiddle to somebody else in the family? That would really be the way to go. Now that we've seen all of the Raws now, and here we are now, the pay-per-view, PLE, is on Sunday, I can't say that I'm all that convinced that things are going to be any different this time than they were at Backlash. I don't get that feeling. Obafemi against Brock Lesnar is official for Clash in Italy. This contract has officially been signed by both parties. Now, Brock was not on the show tonight outside of a video package, which we will talk about. The Cavaliers are not the only things to be cursed. The Vision. Now, actually, the Vision was cursed long before the Cavs were. The Cavs were swept out into the sea, by the way, tonight by the New York. Now, they didn't even try. They didn't even try. I was periodically checking here as I was watching Raw, just to see what the score was. And they were up 20, 25 points. Not even trying. They gave up. Truthfully, they gave up after game one, but they didn't even put in the effort tonight. They just basically handed it to them. But yes, the Cavs are not the only organization, the only group that is cursed. The Vision is cursed. We talked about the Vision curse months ago. Seth Rollins got hurt, Braun Breaker got hurt, Bronson Reed got hurt, and now you can add another name to that list in Logan Paul. Logan Paul has a torn tricep. He is gone for the foreseeable future. That's at least 6 months right there. So he is gone. He is out of the Vision for the time being. And in his place, Braun Breaker will fill in as one half of the tag team champions, which is great. Braun Breaker gets a useless belt. That means absolutely nothing. Exactly what he needs. Braun Breaker wasn't even on the show tonight. They probably told him, like, hey, look, Logan's hurt. And you're going to be one half of the tag team champions now. He's like, I ain't showing up. I didn't want no part of that. Braun Breaker was nowhere to be found tonight. But yes, I guess they're playing up the Freebird rule. So the tag team titles are not going anywhere. Let's be honest here, okay? Does anybody even give a shit? They may as well keep the belts with the Vision. Who else are they going to give them to? What are you going to do? Have a tournament? With who? If you were going to have a tournament to crown new World Tag Team Champions on Raw, what would the teams be? You have the Usos, right? You have the Street Profits. You have the War Raiders, who aren't even on Raw anymore, right? They've been in AAA more recently. Who else?
There was a legit injury.
Who are we missing? Judgment Day. I guess you could put Dom and McDonough to get like. This is where the well starts to run dry. I'm not even convinced they have enough teams to support something like that. They'd have to have like some battle royal or something. It's pathetic. State of the tag team division right now is pathetic. May as well keep the belts on them. We had a couple of really good matches tonight. We had Penta against Javon Evans for the Intercontinental Championship. That was a damn good match. And we had Seth Rollins against Montez Ford, which is the match that I've been waiting to see. Remember, I've been saying this over the last few weeks. I go, hey, sign me up for Rollins against Montez Ford. I wasn't expecting that we were going to get it unadvertised tonight, but we did. And it actually was not even the best match on the show. I have to give that to Penta and Javon. They had the match of the night. But we had a couple of good matches on this show. We also found out that the qualifying matches for the King and Queen of the Ring are kicking off next week. So as we have the Owen Hart Foundation tournaments underway now in AEW, King and Queen of the Ring are about to commence. Very interesting, though, that when Michael Cole was talking about King and Queen of the Ring, he mentioned that the winners of these tournaments will earn a championship opportunity. And he stopped short of saying SummerSlam. There was no mention of SummerSlam. Now, it could be apropos of nothing. I mean, if they're going to get title shots at SummerSlam, I'm not really sure why you wouldn't just say that. It's possible it will be SummerSlam, and for whatever reason, I guess SummerSlam's still a few months away. They don't want to mention it, but there was no mention of exactly when they would be getting those title opportunities. So we'll see if it's going to stay the way it was last year. On the whole, I thought it was fine. The show was fine. It was not great. It was not terrible. It was a show. It had its moments. Like I said, we had a couple of good matches on there. I thought they did an adequate job when it came to the key matches on the card on Sunday. So as a go-home show, it was fine. It was by no means the worst WWE show that I've seen this month. And we'll talk about some other things that happened here as we go through this. Your Raw on Netflix review. This is the final. This is the final Raw, right, for the month of May. Yes, it is. Final Raw for the month of May. It is Memorial Day, May 25th, 2026. I am the Solid Monster, a very sleepy Solid Monster here with you. I can feel it. I can feel it. I'm getting sick. I knew it. I knew it. So what happens when you go on fucking 3-hour sleep? This is what happens. But we'll get through it. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Super chats are open. I will be reading your messages as they come in, and of course, I always appreciate your support. I also want to thank everybody who hung out with me very late last night for the Double or Nothing review. I think that was one of the latest installments of Be the Booker that we've ever done. It was after 3 o'clock in the morning, but we had fun with it. If you missed the review, you want to check out all or part of it, it is up on the channel right now. So when we are done here, go back and check it out. I think it's pretty good. I thought we did pretty good last night. So anyway, go ahead and check it out. See that image right there of MJF bald? The only time you're ever going to see him bald. Not until he's in his 50s or 60s. Only in that thumbnail is the only time you're going to see him bald, because he kept his hair. He is, once again, the AEW World Champion. As it should be, and all is right with the wrestling world. But we got a wheel to spin to find out how many likes we need for Be the Booker tonight. Let's find out if we can hit this goal. I don't want you guys. Lesnar said Oba would get his ass kicked by a humbled, retired beast. And he said that he would conquer Oba. I am going to rule over Oba Femi. So then back in the ring, Brock, of course, was not there, but Heyman was. And he said the good news is that everybody would get to see history play out before their very eyes on Sunday. The bad news is that Oba has awakened the beast. He said that could mean only one thing, and before he could go on, he was interrupted by Oba's music. And so he strutted down to the ring. You know, I noticed during the show tonight, and I imagine this was during one of the commercial breaks, they now have what they call the strut cam, and they cut to people in the crowd doing the Oba strut. So that's like a new thing they just started. Oba comes down to the ring.
What you saw just now was
Heyman is just cowering in the corner. Oba basically has got him cornered. And it's all up in his space.
Not my last match.
He remembers, Heyman saying that he had awoken the beast. Oba asked Heyman, what do you think 4 F5s woke up in him?
What you saw just now.
He told Heyman that he wouldn't hurt him because he needed him alive and well to tell the tale of Brock Lesnar. Oba said that Heyman would fast forward to the end when he retires Lesnar for the second time. And Oba said that he knew Heyman would claim it was just business, but 4 F5s was very personal to him. And Oba pulled out a contract. It was the contract for their match on Sunday. He signed the contract and said that it was the final chapter. He signed it on Heyman. He said, deliver this message to Brock. Tell him the last time I was fighting to beat him. This time I'm fighting to kill him. Which was a cold closing line here. And so we have the rematch official. It is all set up. Part 2 is going to be taking place in Turin this Sunday. I mean, you never know what you're going to get in some of these international cities, but generally speaking, and we saw this in France, we saw this in really, I mean, it's always in the UK. They're always a hot crowd there. Puerto Rico's not an international crowd, but when they go to these places for these PLEs, and they typically do not run PLE, of Triple H and Batista. Batista is the one guy that Triple H, more than any other, when I think back to his career, who did Triple H put over in like the biggest possible way? There's only one guy. It wasn't Randy Orton. It wasn't John Cena. It was Dave Batista. Because they went to WrestleMania, right? He beat him for the World Heavyweight Championship. That was the crowning moment for Big Dave. They had 3 pay-per-view matches that year. They had 3, I think, consecutive pay-per-view matches. And Batista won every single one of them. Triple H lost all 3. He could not have put him over any stronger than he did. There's the precedent for this. You can absolutely get a trilogy out of it without ever having to beat Obafemi if you do not want to beat Obafemi. And I just don't see the need to do it. That's how I think this should play out. That's how I think this will play out. Maybe I'm in the minority on that, but that's my sense of it. And look, if Oba loses,
all 3 pay-per-views. That was the.
It's all in how you execute it. It's not going to go in there and get squashed. Oba will be fine either way. But if you want to keep him dominant, you do the one thing that most people are probably not expecting you to do.
It wasn't John Cena.
You want to really shock people. You want to really establish this guy as a force to be reckoned with. Brock Lesnar just can't figure this guy out. He's the one guy.
They had 3 consecutive
in 25 years that Brock simply cannot figure out.
That was a crown moment for Dave. I wish he was here.
Penta.
Because he put over
against Javon Evans. This was for the Intercontinental Championship.
It just made sense.
This was very good. During the commercial break, Evans, he ran around the ring outside, and he tackled Penta over the barricade into the front row. Back inside, Evans, he wasn't smiling anymore. He was all business. Usually he's the bouncy boy, and he's got a big smile on his face, but he was taking this seriously. So with Penta on the apron later on, Evans hit an OG cutter on the apron and got him back inside for a 2 count. Penta caught Evans off a springboard and hit a Penta driver for a 2. So then Penta went up top. Evans met him up there, and Penta managed to knock him off. But Evans, he leaps back up to the top, and he takes Penta all the way down with an avalanche hurricane runner. Evans tries for the OG cutter again. Penta, though, catches him on the way down, flush with a super kick. And then he goes for a destroyer. Evans, though, counters with a knee strike as he comes in. Evans tried again for an OG cutter, but this time Penta caught him out of midair into a backstabber, followed by a Mexican destroyer for the win. And they had a hell of a match. It was a great match here between these 2 men. Penta, he raised Evans' hand, or went to go raise his hand when the match was over. Evans, though very frustrated, he just yanked his hand away, and he left the ring. And then later on in the back, Penta approached him, and Evans stopped him, and he apologized for being unprofessional about that. And he hugged Heyman. Heyman said, look, I did this for you. But now, you need to take out everybody responsible for what happened to Logan. He said Theory knows what he has to do, and more importantly, to whom he must do it. That story would play out for the remainder of the show as we went along. Now, during the commercial break, guess who was in the ring? No entrance, yet again, no music. He's just sitting there in the ring, Joe Hendry. And Joe Hendry is in the ring again, leading the fans in his Can We Fire Logan Paul song, which was still playing when they came back from commercial, in the middle of him serenading the crowd. Until Austin Theory attacked Hendry from behind with a steel chair. Theory hit him repeatedly in the back with the chair. He was about to leave, and he turned around, and Hendry was down, but like his head was sort of outside the ring over by the post, the way he was laying. And so Theory came back over with the chair, and he crushed his head against the ring post with the chair. And Michael Cole instantly began, begging for medical to come out here to check on this man. So they killed off Joe Hendry. And let's be honest, they've done a pretty good job of killing off Joe Hendry from the moment they called him up to Monday Night Raw. They've done nothing with this man. Look, I never had any expectation of him coming to the main roster and flirting with, the main event scene of the World Championship. That's not going to happen. But they have done absolutely nothing They've done nothing with Joe Hendry. They will not even give the man an entrance when the entrance and his entrance song that he sings is the biggest part of his act. They won't even give that to him. His run so far in the main roster has been severely underwhelming. So why should this be any different? They killed him off tonight. They killed him off from the moment they called him up from NXT. We go backstage. Seth Rollins approached Angelo Dawkins, and he tells him, look, I stayed out of your business on Saturday, main evented WrestleMania before, and has been a multi-time world champion, and it ain't Montez Ford. Ford said, yeah, well, I never stabbed my brother in the back. Where are your brothers, by the way? And he suggested that they have a match tonight, and Seth liked the sound of that. Dawkins just had this look on his face like, you know, he didn't want to be in the middle of any of this. But they made that match official for later in the show, and I'm like, hell yeah, cool. This is the match I've been waiting for. I don't know why you wouldn't announce that in advance, but it's not the way they do things. So that match was coming up later on in the show. We had Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. My God, the Judgment Day music is so fucking terrible. Dude, it is so fucking awful.
Yeah, terrible.
It does not fit them at all. It's such a fucking just buzzkill whenever it comes on. I know they're heels, but my God, it's so bad.
I actually want the old Judgment Day theme.
It might work for someone or some group. This is not it. But Raquel and Roxanne came out. Liv Morgan was an opportunity now to jump up on the apron. That he said he can't ever back down. He said there must be So Knight said that Jimmy was proving his point, and he assumed that Roman would join them. It would be a 3-on-1 attack if Jay was here, just like he did to Jacob Fatu. And Jimmy got really angry. He said, don't mention Fatu, that's family business. And he told Knight, tread lightly, because if you keep insulting the OTC, our family will become your business. And Knight said, even the talent are tired of this show. Knight stopped Jimmy from leaving when he went to go exit. And he said, you're the one that I like. He said that he thinks Jimmy likes him, and he's okay with Jay, but he doesn't like Roman. And Knight said that Roman needed Paul Heyman, he needed the Usos, because he can't get the job done all by himself. Which I don't know about that line, considering we're coming off of WrestleMania, where, you know, Roman won the championship from CM Punk by himself. I'm just saying, the timing of that line may not be the best. Knight said that if their business becomes family business, then he'll make sure they go out of business. He told Jimmy, you deliver that message to Roman.
I know a lot of people were expecting what they're going to be into.
So, look, I mean, on the one hand, it's nice to see Jimmy, I guess, getting some promo time by himself, you know, kind of away from his brother. His brother was the one who got the big push. His brother is the one that got pushed to the World Heavyweight Championship. Jimmy was kind of in the background for all of it. And Jimmy is actually a better promo than his brother is. So, you know, it's nice to see him in situations like this. I thought he was fine, but just the bloodline stuff in general, again, I'm just fatigued by it. You know, I don't find any of it to be terribly interesting or exciting. It's all the same shit. That's why I mentioned with Jacob, like, at least if Jacob were to win the title, it would be sort of, I mean, it seems like it would be something different. Maybe it wouldn't be radically different, but it would be something different, right? It would be a way to freshen things up a little bit. This stuff here, I don't know where it's going. I don't know where it's leading in terms of LA Knight's involvement. I can't imagine LA Knight wrestling for the World Championship anytime soon, but... And I know the LA Knight fans are not going to want to hear that, but, I mean, you know I'm right.
Oh my God.
Femi. I think if Brock Lesnar is calling it a day, he should lose to Brock. There are multiple ways we can go about this. Let me give you a couple of scenarios. We all know that the first one, of course, is Brock beats
Open Femi shouldn't be losing. He's the one can win. If I don't see one can, well, Braun Breaker should win it. If Braun Breaker can win half the tag team champion, oh, why are you winning that time? It's just
Thank you. You've got something to cheer for, like paying less for your trips. Score a great deal on...
Buy a different flavor of ice cream, something that... But I've been keeping tabs and I've been looking at the scores nightly, to see what's going on. You guys are killing it, and apparently Danhausen has reversed the curse, and I am now starting to believe that this curse nonsense may actually be legitimate. Seriously. It works in weird ways, man. He uncursed the Knicks, and then cursed the Mets, and the Mets have played like shit all year long. I don't know. We'll see what happens, man. You may actually get me to tune into the NBA Finals to see what's going on over here, man. So congratulations to the New York Knicks. You guys deserve it. They're playing incredible basketball right now, and that should be a very fun thing for the city of New York. Also, I want to say thank you to all the people that have served and have given us this day to celebrate on this Memorial Day. So everybody that has served our country, continues to serve our country, thank you very much. You are the reason why I am still here, able to do this every single night. So thank you guys very much. And I know we got some in the OTS family and right here in the OTS venue. So thank you guys very much for all that you continue to do for us. We love you. Monday night.
I think I'll wait till my contract expires and then I'll make it. I'll probably wait until...
I know Clash in Italy's coming up on Sunday, and I'm slightly enthused. I'm not completely enthused about the show. Slightly enthused. Some really great matchups on that show. Hopefully, they really kind of push the throttle into overdrive as far as the stories. I doubt it. This is Triple H. The man has fucking nightmares in the middle of the afternoon when he has to think about maybe booking a storyline that actually has a payoff for, I don't know, lighting that spark. It's like Triple H is the camp counselor and he's teaching the kids how to light a fucking fire for the first time and he doesn't know how to do it. Bro, there's nothing wrong with Monday Night Raw. Out of everything we got tonight, there's really nothing wrong with the show. The show is clearly not perfect. The show is mundane. The show is formulaic. The show is just very in its own bubble. The presentation of this show sucks. The people walking into the building suck. I hate everything about the music across these shows. It fucking sucks.
I think it makes sense to be with the camera.
It doesn't instill life
I actually wanted to retire because I went off
in the program. There's something missing from this show. Obviously, the one thing that's missing is CM Punk. Apparently, CM Punk is off on a gym excursion getting swole. He is doing that. But CM Punk isn't on television because WWE has opted to not bring him back to television because they don't have anything to do, or they don't have anything for CM Punk to do right now on television coming out of WrestleMania. Even though the man said that he's not going away and not going to take a vacation, he's not going to do like Roman Reigns did, and even though he lost the World Heavyweight Championship, he's going to be on TV because that's what he does. This is his show. And meanwhile, he's gone away for the last 2 PLEs. I don't know why you'd have him go out there and say something like that and then not book him on the show for about 30 days. Plus, CM Punk is certainly missing. I don't know if he ends up on SmackDown or if he stays on Raw. I don't know. I don't know. That's one thing that's missing. The other thing that's missing is a spark. A legitimate spark. Everybody legitimately feels like they're given their task. They go out there and they do what they have to do. And bro, I'm not stupid. I would like to think that the people watching me aren't stupid either. Like, I see it, I feel it. I knew it. I said it last night. I said it last night while I was live with Jesse for the AEW Double or Nothing 2026 post show. I said it last night. I hope that whatever came out of Louis Armstrong Stadium ignited a fire from the people I know that are watching AEW over on the WWE side of the fence. I don't know if it sparked a fire or lit a fire under their ass to do what they need to do because AEW put on a tremendous show last night. But you could clearly see that WWE, they loaded this Monday Night Raw up a little bit more than normal. They loaded this Monday Night Raw up a little bit more than what they usually do for a holiday show, for a go-home show. First thing right out of the gate we saw was Penta defend the IC title against Javon Evans in a highly spirited contest for the Intercontinental Championship. I said it while I was watching the match. I'm like, man, I wonder why they tasked these two guys to go out there first.
These fucking titles are fucking useless.
Then we get Rollins and Montez Ford on the same show. That's a match that people have been asking for since this tension between the Street Profits and Seth Rollins weeks ago. And they gave that away on Monday Night Raw in the middle of the show. They got Penta out here challenging Rey Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship. Don't know when the match is happening, but clearly they want to get that done. They announced the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments. They are coming back. The prize at the end of the tunnel is a World Heavyweight Championship match or a WWE Championship match, depending on what brand and who wins the tournament. LA Knight is making promises that he's going to win the King of the Ring tournament and challenge Roman Reigns at SummerSlam, I presume, for the World Heavyweight Championship. The show is not doing enough. It's not. If you're content with the product that WWE is giving you, God bless you. I'm not telling you that you can't enjoy it. You can enjoy whatever you want. For someone like me who expects more with the roster that we're getting every single week, with the amount of money that people are spending to sit at these shows, with the amount of commercials and advertisements that we have to be bombarded with every single week, the product is not living up to the product that we know the WWE can be, and that is the God's honest truth. Everything feels safe. It doesn't matter if they want to throw out a Javon Evans and Penta IC title match. It doesn't matter if you want to give me a Seth Rollins and Montez Ford match. It doesn't matter if you want to give me a tribal combat between Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns that results in no rules between both of them, or Obafemi and Brock Lesnar Part 2. It doesn't matter. There's still something missing. The show feels flat. The show feels lifeless. It's just another same old, mundane, every Monday Night Raw we get, typical Monday. There's nothing in the language of this show that elicits excitement. There's nothing in the matches that elicits excitement. Nothing. I don't know how many of you guys watched Double or Nothing last night, and I'm going to say this right out there again, because some of the fucking people of the AEW sicko kind don't believe me. I thought it was the best pro wrestling show of the entire year. I've been watching AEW for 7 fucking years. No one's going to tell me otherwise about the AEW product because I've been covering it since day one. If there's anyone that knows the product inside and out, it's me. No one's going to tell me otherwise. I paid for every pay-per-view, 7 years, every fucking pay-per-view, never missed a single fucking Tony Khan produced pay-per-view. I watched the show in its entirety last night with eyes wide open. It was the best pro wrestling show of 2026. It might have been top 5 AEW pay-per-views of all time. The thing is, if you go back and watch that show, the feeling that you get watching a pro wrestling match in that environment, compared to what you get on WWE TV, it doesn't even compare. For example, look at Will Ospreay and Samoa Joe. Tournament match. Owen Hart Memorial Cup quarter-final match. Do you think we're going to get anything close to that in the King of the Ring?
So fresh.
What about Swerve and Bandito? Again, not much of a story coming in because they don't know how to tell a story. They got saved by the tournament aspect. Do you think you're going to see something like that in the King of the Ring tournament? What about Okada and Takeshita? Do you get anything that even closely resembles what those two did on Sunday night on WWE television? There's no life to any of the matches. It's just overly choreographed. Everybody's on a ball and chain, a very short leash. And there's no real excitement in the dialogue. There's no real excitement in any of the storylines. It's just mundane, borderline stuff. There's no peaks and valleys. There's nothing. There's nothing that enhances or intensifies over the week or over the weeks of television. Nothing hits a peak. It all stays borderline. How am I supposed to get excited about anything that they do when everyone comes out and recites the same overly scripted promo written by somebody else that doesn't get the characters that are being presented on television? Everything feels borderline, mundane, the same.
They dominate the Cavs in Game 4. They win by
I'm looking for something exciting here.
To advance to the NBA.
You got Rollins and Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins, you got the Street Profits. I need something.
And in that final
I need something more there. Even though they've been pretty consistent with it, I need more.
Can knock out the Thunder and they will.
Obafemi's telling Paul Heyman that he's going to kill Brock Lesnar at Clash in Italy.
Tonight, the best part about
I want to see you go and do that.
Only had 15 points.
You can't tell me you're going to do something like that and use that type of language and then give me a 3-minute match.
Everybody else, the offense, it's just not really working.
This Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu stuff is fucking boring. It's fucking boring.
A lot of games where Brunson hasn't.
Everything about it is boring.
In the finals, he's gonna show up.
Yeah, you got some fucking geek who's parading around with a fucking Bloodline avatar on Twitter calling this cinema. Bro, there's nothing cinema about this. It's fucking boring. How many weeks do we need to put them in the main event segment? Is there anything else on this show that signifies main event? Why do we need a contract signing that does nothing in the main event segment? One guy signs a contract, the other guy signs a contract. Roman says he can't touch me because he signed a blood oath. Thanks for telling us beforehand. Why are we signing contracts when the match has already been official for 3 weeks? Has anybody asked that question? Why do we continue to do things backwards? It's another one of these pro wrestling tropes that I just can't fucking stand. It makes you feel stupid. Oh yeah, they're making the match official tonight, but we got the official graphic for 3 weeks now.
They actually match up well with the Thunder.
What's official about it? What was official about it now, where it wasn't official 3 weeks ago? I think plastering it all over social media and plastering all over your television show and plastering all over the commentary team, I think it's pretty safe to say it's fucking official.
Look at the ball movement, look at the way they're scoring, look at their...
Yada mean, acknowledge me, I'm gonna dog walk your bitch ass. Bro, this shit sucks. And this is coming from a guy who loves Jacob Fatu, man. This shit sucks. WWE needs something to take place in Italy. Something. The next week of television needs to be a product that takes risks. The next week of television really needs to sit down with itself because the competition is delivering a show like they did on Sunday night, and you're coming out here fucking sitting in your rocking chair eating your vanilla ice cream. Maybe you'll decide to put some rainbow sprinkles on top of the vanilla ice cream so that it doesn't look so fucking boring. Bro, I'm gonna need you to go to the fucking store and buy a different flavor of ice cream. Something that is a little bit more exciting. Something that when you open the freezer, oh shit, I didn't know I had that. WWE serving you vanilla ice cream, and AEW right now, after Double or Nothing, because the television show sucks, let's be real. After Double or Nothing, AEW has served you up a nice bowl of Rocky Road, man. There's a whole bunch of shit in that ice cream that every scoop is a nice surprise. Maybe you'll get a chunk of fucking brownie. Maybe you'll get a big chunk of chocolate fudge. Maybe you'll get a little marshmallow. Maybe you'll get a little chocolate ice cream. Maybe a little vanilla. Maybe some nuts. What type of nuts are in there? Walnuts? Hazelnuts? What types of nuts are in the Rocky Road ice cream? WWE is shopping for vanilla ice cream. And it's not even good vanilla ice cream. It's the vanilla ice cream that basically is borderline fucking ice cream that doesn't pass the FDA approval to even be ice cream. This is WWE in a nutshell. The next week of television needs to be WWE going to the fucking supermarket and buying some really exciting ice cream. And I'm talking about, what's in the ice cream, you ask? Jacob Fatu winning the World Heavyweight Championship. That's what needs to be in the fucking ice cream. Take a fucking risk. Roman Reigns ain't gonna be at Night of Champions, right? He's gonna be advertised for June, but he's not gonna be advertised for Night of Champions. He's not gonna be at Night of Champions. So I'm assuming the World Heavyweight Championship is not gonna be defended at Night of Champions. If Roman Reigns is missing the PLE for the month of June, then I think it's pretty safe to say that we could take a risk and have it pay off and put the World Heavyweight Championship on Jacob Fatu. Even though for a short period. Roman can win it back at SummerSlam. We can do that, can't we? Is that so difficult? What would be so difficult about that? I think that would be awesome. Take a risk. It's not going to hurt you in any way. And when Jacob Fatu wins the World Heavyweight Championship, I would have Jacob Fatu go on a warpath. I would have Jacob Fatu really show you exactly what he means by burning the family tree down to the ground. I want to see Jacob Fatu burn the fucking show down to the ground. I want to see Jacob Fatu absolutely bulldoze himself over everybody and absolutely cause chaos. I want to see him force the entire fucking company to acknowledge him. With Roman, Jimmy, and Jay being the first to do it. We need some fucking chaos. We need to know why Jacob Fatu is the most dangerous man in the family. We need to know why Jacob Fatu is the most dangerous man in WWE. We have to physically see that acted upon. We have to physically see that presented. Maybe he brings in other members of the family that aren't there yet. Maybe he starts his own fucking family tree. Something needs to happen. We cannot continue this with Roman winning, Jacob Fatu falling in line, and acknowledging the tribal chief. How is that going to create engaging television? What's going to happen there? How do you think that is going to create exciting television? Watching Roman, who's not going to be at the next PLE after this one, how is that going to create an exciting environment? How is that going to present a story that's going to make you want to watch the show? Yes, Jacob Fatu will serve Roman Reigns when he doesn't beat Roman Reigns at Clash in Italy. Haven't we seen that before? What does that even mean? He's going to serve Roman Reigns. Is he going to serve him his fucking coffee in the morning? Is he going to scramble up his eggs in the morning? Is he going to shine his shoes before he got to go to the fucking ring and cut a promo with his finger going in the air after a fucking 7-minute entrance? Is he going to be his personal chauffeur? I mean, if we're not getting skits like that every fucking week, I don't know what the fucking point is. He's going to serve him in what way? We've seen this before for the last 4.5 years. Take a fucking chance. throw the wrench into the fucking gear. They think that when the wrench is thrown into the gear and it fucking stops, that you can't call somebody to fucking fix it for you. You'll be able to fix it. Give the fans something different. Give the fans a shake-up. Obafemi and Brock Lesnar. They're calling this the biggest rematch of all time. This is not the biggest rematch of all time. This is the same company that booked a once-in-a-lifetime match with John Cena and The Rock and did it again for a second time. This is not the biggest rematch of all time. This is the biggest rematch of 2026. But why do companies, why do bands, why do people say everything current is the greatest of all time? Bro, there's nothing in this generation that I would deem the greatest of all time. Nothing. I don't know why people do that. Oh, so-and-so band's got their 8th or 9th studio album coming out. It's the greatest of all time. It's our best work yet. Give me a fucking break. Give me a break. No, it's not. No, it's not. When Slipknot releases their new album, they're probably going to come out and say and start the campaign, this is our heaviest album to date. No, it's not, man. No, it's not. Don't bullshit me. Give me a fucking break. This is the greatest sequel of all time. This is the greatest movie of all time. This is the greatest rematch of all time. No, it's not. No, it's not. Stop using verbiage in a way where it makes you look fucking stupid. How many years, how many eras has this company spanned? And they're going with Obafemi and Brock Lesnar being the greatest rematch of all time, or the most anticipated rematch of all time. Give me a fucking break, bro. The only thing that's most anticipated is when Friday Night SmackDown is over, and we can say, fuck off. That's the only thing that we're anticipating as a fan base. You know, I'm looking at the Clash in Italy card, and I'm looking at Brock and Oba. How we got 5 matches on the show. You do realize that it's theoretically 4 matches. Because I doubt that goes more than 5 minutes. They want to present to you 5 matches, but it's really 4 because that Oba-Brock match is basically going to go 5 minutes. That's how they get you. It's not the most anticipated rematch of all time. It's the most anticipated rematch of 2026. Let's be real. But that's what they do to hype themselves up and pretend like they're doing a good job. And nothing is wrong. There's nothing nowadays that is great. Everything sucks. Everything today sucks. There's nothing that's great today. It's either dead or it's on its way to being dead. Everything's great. So great. Movies are so great nowadays that I'm looking at Ninja Turtles, the original movie from my childhood, hitting the theaters last October for a reissue in the movie theaters. And then this year, it's the 40th anniversary of Transformers, which is my favorite childhood cartoon. The original movie's coming back to theaters in September as a reissue for a celebration of 40 years of Transformers. And then nothing since that movie in regards to Transformers has ever come close.
He killed a person on a street.
Everything that you like today sucks. Everything. It's not the greatest rematch of all time. It's the greatest rematch of 2026. Let's be real. Seth Rollins and Montez Ford. It's easily my favorite thing on the show. Because at least there's some continuity from a week-to-week perspective.
CEO, let the parasite widen help.
Penta and Javon Evans was really fun.
You don't like it too bad.
Rey Mysterio is the new #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. When or where that's going to happen, I don't know.
You don't kill someone.
And Logan Paul is injured. He's going to be out many months with a torn tricep. The Tag Team Championships are now on Austin Theory and Braun Breaker. Poor Braun Breaker. He goes from challenging CM Punk to the World Heavyweight Championship, Then he goes to getting a fucking hernia that requires emergency surgery, misses WrestleMania, has to wrestle Seth Rollins at Backlash instead of at WrestleMania, and now is straddled with the tag team championships in a dead division that only has one or two teams, the Profits and the Usos. Man, the Wolf Dogs with Baron Corbin aren't looking too bad now, huh? Again, this Monday Night Raw was okay. It's nothing that's really lighting the world on fire. The script isn't going to fucking self-combust because it's so hot. This is a very formulaic, mundane, borderline Memorial Day episode of Monday Night Raw. We're going to talk about it. This is your Monday Night Raw review for your Memorial Day, May 25th, 2025. And if you don't like anything I have to say, you guys can go watch somebody else. This is how I genuinely feel about the product. The product is fucking cold. Not everything is great. It's all right if someone else says it's not great. At least they're being real with you. There's no way you can look at this product and say, this is anywhere close to what we were getting just 3 years ago. It's not. And Triple H rather booked this type of show because he's safe. It's not good, it's not bad, it's just right in between. I don't know what the problem is. He would rather book a boring show than a bad show, but the boring shows are fucking worse, because nothing happens. At least with the bad shows, you got something to fucking talk about. We got a busy week ahead of us. We got a lot going on tonight. We're live. Tomorrow morning, we're live with the coach. I was texting with the coach. We got a great lineup of topics tomorrow for the 2 count. That's 11:30 Eastern. 2 count on his channel, Behind the Turnbuckle. So make sure you guys join us then. And then tomorrow night, we got a lot to talk about, man. Tomorrow night on Tuesday Night Titans with the one and only Solid Monster. We're going to go over Double or Nothing, give you a full breakdown of what happened on Sunday night, our thoughts and opinions on what we both thought was an incredible show. We're going to do some Clash in Italy predictions. We're going to talk some Ludwig Kaiser. We're going to talk Enzo and Cass. And anything else that happened this week. So join us for Tuesday Night Titans. That is tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday, Jesse and I will be back covering AEW with the Dynamite Post. Friday, SmackDown. And then Saturday, I'm not sure I'm going live yet, but I will be watching Americano versus Americano on AAA. I will be watching it Saturday night. Don't know if I'm going live yet for the show because I really haven't tuned into AAA enough to give you a comprehensive breakdown and discussion of the storylines that are happening over there. But I will be watching. And then Sunday, Clash in Italy. That'll be the last stream of the month. And that'll be happening on YouTube here with the review at somewhere around 6 p.m. So Clash in Italy is happening on Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. And we will be live for that on Sunday afternoon, Sunday night. So make sure you guys tune in then. Like I said, a very busy week, so strap yourselves in, man. We got a lot to talk about. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Go and check out all the content on the channel from the previous week. Hit that thumbs up. Let's try for 1,000 likes. We got 2,200 people in here on a Monday night. Let's try for 1,000 likes. We're already halfway there. So please go and check the bottom of the video player. Hit that thumbs up. It turns blue, I think. Helps me out tremendously. Also, leave a comment down below. Helps us out. We love being in the YouTube algorithm. Super chats are open. Get them on in. Best way to support the show is via the super chat, so go and do that. And tonight we are sponsored by Blue Chew Gold. BlueChew.com. Code JD, buy yourself 2 months of Blue Chew Gold and get the 3rd month for free. Start things off with Monday Night Raw. At the top, tonight was all about the Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu clash in Italy contract signing. But we start things off with Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar, and Obafemi. Paul Heyman starts us off. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. Number one, let's get this part out of the way. Welcome to Monday Night Raw. Item number 2. I'm here tonight to hype you on a match that needs no hype. This Sunday, the biggest rematch, not just in WWE history, but in all of professional wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, when I have a microphone in my hands, please shut the hell up, as everybody's booing it. The biggest match in WWE indeed, and all of professional wrestling this Sunday clash in Italy when Obafemi steps into the ring to be conquered by the Beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar.
But no match had gone more than
Brock Lesnar,
10 minutes. I didn't think it would be 9 seconds.
He says, I didn't quite get the chance to congratulate you last week on your big victory over me at WrestleMania. Congratulations, Oba. Well done. This was a pre-recorded video package, by the way. I don't even think Brock Lesnar was in the building.
With the great pyro.
But that victory is going to cost you more than you could ever imagine. Now, I've had my share of ass whippings over the years, but none quite like that. It was humbling. You beat my ass at WrestleMania so bad, I said, that's it, I'm done. But that doesn't sit very well with me, Oba. It's not going to end that way. Brock Lesnar could take an ass whipping, but can you? You're going to get your ass kicked by a humbled, retired beast. Brock Lesnar will conquer Obafemi. I am going to rule over Obafemi. So Brock Lesnar basically confirmed that he's retired. You're going to get your ass kicked by a humbled, retired beast. He's retired. So he retired at WrestleMania and decided that he wanted his win back. So he unretired, but is still saying that he's retired. I'm not sure that's really a suitable explanation for why he just all of a sudden showed up out of nowhere. Or why he left his boots in the ring and why he left his gloves in the ring. I mean, if you're still retired, then you're retired. You can't be retired and then unretired at the same time. You can't be retired and then wrestle a match at the same time. So which is it? I don't think they really gave this explanation a lot of thought. Paul Heyman says, this is good news. Everyone watching will have the chance this Sunday to see history play out in real time, right in front of your eyes. The bad news for everyone that worships Obafemi is that Obafemi has awoken the beast. Obafemi has awoken the beast. He keeps saying it. Obafemi comes on out. The typical Obafemi aura farm of the entrance for WWE. They love that. He eventually gets into the ring. Everybody's barking and chanting, Oba. He gets in the ring. He backs Paul Heyman into the corner. Paul Heyman's shaking and trying to save his life. Oba grabs a microphone and says, you say that I've awoken the beast. Now, what do you think he has awoken in me? What do you think that 4F5s has awoken in Obafemi? Don't worry, Paul. It's fine. I'm not going to hurt you, as Paul Heyman is trying to convince Oba not to hurt him. Matter of fact, I need you. I need you to be alive and well to tell the tale of Brock Lesnar. And while you tell that story, you're going to fast forward to the end, my favorite part, where I retire Brock Lesnar for a second time And I know you, Paul. You're gonna say it's just business. It's not personal. I don't know about you, Paul, but 4 at 5s seems very personal to me. So while you tell that story, this is the final chapter. He puts the contract on Paul Heyman's chest, signs the contract on Paul Heyman's chest. He then says, deliver me this message to Brock, Paul. Tell him, last time I was fighting to beat him. This time, I'm fighting to kill him. WWE, I don't remember the last time WWE used the word kill on television. I don't know if this is fact or not, but I do think that was one of the words that Vince completely outlawed being used on television. Obafemi said to everybody and to Paul Heyman that he's going to kill Brock Lesnar. I thought this was a very good segment. Brock Lesnar not being there isn't a real surprise. I think Brock Lesnar, in a controlled environment and in the confines of a vignette, actually is probably the best thing for him because he's not the best promo. Even though a raw, uncut, in real time Brock Lesnar is usually very entertaining, if you really want to get the simple point across, a controlled environment like him and in a vignette is the way to go. Obafemi, on the other hand, he's there every single week, and him being out there with Paul Heyman was fucking great. He didn't stutter. He said everything he needed to say. He told Paul Heyman that he was going to kill Brock Lesnar. He expressed to Paul Heyman how upset he was at the fact that Brock Lesnar attacked him last week and what the 4 F5s meant to him. He went over legitimately everything that happened last week, gave you his true feelings about it, and what he's going to do about it. I think Obafemi covered all of his bases. There's nothing wrong with this segment. The only thing that WWE needs to do now is stick the landing. Once again, we're excited about Brock, or at least the prospect of Brock and Oba. The build going into WrestleMania was easily the best thing that they did going into WrestleMania 42. They got the ending correct. Obafemi won. He needed to win to get him off and running. He's already beaten Brock. Clean.
It said Brian Thompson claimed.
Now we're going into Italy, and he's looking for revenge because Brock was upset.
I find that appalling. I agree with the commissioner.
He said to himself, and I'm just paraphrasing here and kind of
I can't remember
just rolling with the punches on what they've given us. Brock retired. He retired because he felt like he might not be for the WWE anymore. If he couldn't beat young, up-and-coming, only been in the business for 3 years, Obafemi. So we thought the best course of action was to retire. He let it sit for a month. He let it sit. We go through Backlash. We got this Obafemi Open Challenge that isn't doing anything. And Brock Lesnar sat with it for a month and said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm still retired, but I want my fucking win back, and I want to beat this guy's ass, and I want to show him that I am the beast incarnate, and no one's ever going to replace me. So he came back, F5'd Oba 4 times. Match is made, rematch is made. Now we got a retired Brock Lesnar coming out of retirement, claiming that he's retired, but he's wrestling against Obafemi, Part 2, in Italy. Obafemi is going to lose. Brock will get his win back. This does nothing. This does not forward any story. This does absolutely nothing if Obafemi wins. You had Brock unretire for a reason. You can't have him unretire to wrestle after retiring and then lose again. If that's the point, then we should have never brought him back to begin with. It doesn't make any sense. You can't give us the go-home for him retiring and leaving the gloves and the boots and crying at WrestleMania. To then retire, go away for a month, come back and decide he wants to wrestle Oba again to get his win back to lose, because then that moment at WrestleMania will be further diminished. It makes absolutely zero mathematical sense or logic for Brock Lesnar to lose on Sunday afternoon. Oba needs to lose. Where they go from there, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to play it. Is Brock going to beat Oba clean? Because if Brock beats Oba clean, they could go that way and say, Oba wants another shot because Brock blindsided him. Brock sneak attacked him and delivered 4 F5s. Or use some bullshit excuse. Or something can happen in the match where I'm hoping that Brock, he's really getting his buttons pushed in by Obafemi. Oba continues to take the punishment. He kicks out of an F5. He takes several suplexes. They beat the shit out of each other on ringside. Oba is just coming back and fighting from behind like a valiant warrior. Only for Brock to do something that is unbecoming of Brock Lesnar and use a not overly offensive, cheap way, but something that signifies that Lesnar beat Oba, but barely. Brock beat Oba because of X reason. An exposed turnbuckle, or something that's required Paul Heyman's assistance. I don't think Brock should beat Oba clean. I think Brock should beat Oba, but I think Brock needs to beat Oba, have something happen where it's a clear direction and a clear road to a third match, where Oba eventually retires Brock for a second time. And that's going to be a big deal, because I know WWE and I know fans are going to make that a big deal. He's already retired Brock once, and that was not really an advertised retirement. Brock just pulled that out of thin air. But the next time Oba beats Brock, it will be a formal retirement match, a formal final match for Brock Lesnar. And that will mean a lot, because Oba will have retired Brock once unofficially and once officially. WWE's got to tread very carefully with this. All I ask is that Sunday afternoon, this match is given time to tell a story. I'm all right with what they did at WrestleMania. Less than 5 minutes. It went 4 minutes and 45 seconds to be exact. I would like to see somewhere in the 8-9 minute vicinity. I want to see them beat the shit out of each other. I want to see them actually fucking destroy the ringside area. This is a battle of Godzilla and King Kong. You cannot contain this in 3 or 4 minutes. That's a typical Brock Lesnar outing. We're not flying Brock Lesnar to Italy to deliver the same fucking bullshit 4-minute match that Brock Lesnar has delivered for the last 20 years. Work. Show up to work. It's not going to do anything if you add an extra 5 minutes. It will tell a longer story. It will get more out of what you need to do here. I don't want to see them go 4 minutes and deliver F5 and suplex and Oba kicks out and a fall from grace and a choke slam. And, I mean, I don't want it to be the same match we got at WrestleMania. There's got to be something different about it compared to what we saw in April. How are you going to hype up the greatest rematch, the most anticipated rematch of all time, and then deliver the same fucking match we got in April? It doesn't work that way. That's fucking lame. Part 1 stands on its own. The sequel needs to be different. What's going to be different about this match that we didn't see at WrestleMania? That's what they need to do. And I will be...
With Redfin's expert agents, home is closer than you think.
You can do this. You can be the first millennial in history to pick a chip on a device that is not...
fucking point to this. We got a video recap of Saturday night's main event. I did cover Saturday night's main event on the post show here on YouTube. If you guys missed that, go and check it out. We're nearing 30,000 views on that, so thank you to everybody that hung out with me on Saturday night. A good show, again, just a glorified house show on Peacock. No more, no less. We start things off with Penta. Penta defends the Intercontinental Championship against Javon Evans. This went 11 minutes and had 2 commercial breaks in between. Why? I don't know. I don't know. Javon Evans immediately went for an OG cutter, penta block, but Javon Evans will be an Intercontinental Champion, and he's going to be a great champion. They work very well together, and I am not surprised at how well they work together here tonight. Austin Theory. Austin Theory is backstage with Paul Heyman. Before we get to that, Michael Cole broke the news that Logan Paul tore his triceps at Saturday night's main event. He's going to be out of action for multiple months. Logan Paul injured his tricep on a dive towards the end of the match in the main event with the Street Profits in the Vision when Angelo Dawkins came flipping over the top rope and landed on top of Logan Paul. He immediately went down, and they showed the spot live in replay tonight on it. And that's a big loss. He's going to be out at least, 5-6 months with that? That's a big-time injury. He may be out for the rest of the year. So the Vision is now down to 2. We only have Braun Breaker and Austin Theory with Paul Heyman. Austin Theory runs into Paul Heyman in the Vision's locker room. Theory doesn't know what to do with the tag team titles and asked Paul Heyman, what do I do with this? Do I give it back to you? Heyman told Theory that he put in their championship contracts that any member of the Vision could defend the World Tag Team Championships. Now, nobody knew that beforehand, but the fact that Paul Heyman said that to Austin Theory, that was a very sly way of getting out of relinquishing the tag team titles, because let's be honest, if Austin Theory had to relinquish his half of the tag team titles with Logan Paul already injured, there would be no tag team champions because there is no tag team division. WWE can't do anything with the tag team titles as far as tournaments or anything competitive because there is no fucking division. So they needed to come up with an excuse or an explanation to keep the belts on Austin Theory. So what they did is had Paul Heyman explain to Austin Theory tonight that before they won, or I guess after they won, when they had contracts drafted up as the new tag team champions, don't know why they would draft new contracts as tag team champions, but, I mean, a minor oversight if you want to really be critical and fucking, just completely dissecting the product. He put into their contracts that the Vision can operate with the free bird rule. So if one goes down, anybody in the Vision can fill in that spot and be tag team champion. Does it sound ridiculous? Sure. But it's legitimately the only way out for WWE because they have no tag team division. Even if they were to relinquish the titles, what are they going to do with them? There's nothing that they can do. So this was the best course of action for them. Heyman expects Theory to defend those tag team titles with Braun Breaker with honor and dignity. Theory gives Heyman a big hug. Heyman said that he did this for Theory because he believes in Theory. He wanted this for Theory. Theory says he wants to do something for Logan Paul. He's going to take out every person that was involved in Logan Paul getting injured. Heyman is glad that Theory feels that way because he knows what he has to do tonight and, more importantly, to whom. Heyman pats Theory on the shoulder, smiles, and walks away. We go to a commercial break, and we come back from the commercial break, and Joe Hendry is in the ring singing his fucking song because that's all he's good for. This is the great minds of WWE Creative. They have Joe Hendry, who they wanted so desperately. They wanted Joe Hendry so badly that they lured him away with the big bad red apple, right? In the Garden of Eden. They lured him away from TNA to join NXT, get familiarized with the WWE system, eventually work his way through NXT in short order, become the NXT champion, eventually get called up to the main roster, achieve his dream of being with the WWE. to strum guitar on Monday Night Raw and sing, Paul, Paul, fire Logan Paul, 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 fire Logan Paul. I mean, does anybody want to tell me the difference between Elias and Joe Hendry?
It's the same gimmick.
You know, if you want Elias, all you have to do is look at the TNA roster and look at his name. You might not realize that he's there, but his name is Elijah. He still has the same gimmick. The only thing is he's wearing white like he's Gandalf the White from Lord of the Rings. You know, he's not the drifter anymore. He's not fucking strumming guitar on the street corner for spare change, or strumming guitar in the bowels of the fucking subway system, begging for spare change. What exactly are we doing with Joe Hendry? Or are you just going to turn him into another comedy shtick that eventually falls flat on its face? How many people are still excited about Paul, fire Logan Paul?
I'm not. If they keep treating Joe Hendry like this, he's gonna turn into Elijah, whatever. He's gonna be next Elias. He's gonna be fucking boring. He's gonna be a gimmick where he comes out, cuts his stick, gets interrupted, gets buried by superstars. He jobs out and he does nothing. Look how Elias was fucking boring. Joe Hendry entertaining, but they ain't doing shit with him.
Austin Theory attacked Joe Hendry from behind with multiple chair shots. Theory tells Hendry to keep Logan's name out of his mouth. Theory delivers a running shot. I don't even know why Theory was out there, or why Joe Hendry was out there, rather. I know why Theory was out there, but I don't know why Joe Hendry was out there.
Why can't you have a
Did they
man?
just have him randomly strumming his guitar, singing Fire Logan Paul every week? I mean, if he's not in a match, what the fuck is he doing out there?
Exactly.
And people continue to pay money for this slop. He tells Hendry to keep Logan's name out of his mouth. He then delivers a running chair shot with Hendry's face against the steel ring post. They eventually have referees and officials coming out and taking Theory away. He's foaming at the mouth because he's so angry at Joe Hendry. Angelo Dawkins, he runs into Seth Rollins backstage. Rollins actually chased Angelo Dawkins down. Dawkins was minding his business and Rollins came from off screen. Rollins says that he's not trying to start anything. He did exactly not going to happen. You would think that the best place to do it would be Clash in Italy. Maybe we get that announced sometime this week on social media. Or maybe they wait till Monday Night Raw next week when they're also in Turin. They will also be in Italy on Monday. Either way, it's going to have to happen soon. I'm reaching a level of fatigue that has gotten me to a point where I just don't care. I don't care about anything regarding the women's tag team titles. It has been something that WWE has beaten us over the head with every single week. The women's tag team division now is actively harming the Raw World's Women's Championship. You have these women parading around in tag teams. You got some top-tier singles wrestlers parading around in tag teams while Liv Morgan won the championship at WrestleMania from Stephanie Vaquer, and we haven't had a proper feud at all for Liv Morgan coming out of WrestleMania. What exactly are we doing? That's my question.
Exactly. Get rid of the women's tag team title. They should have been devalued, retired, get rid of it, or to keep them on SmackDown and then Monday Night Raw. You ain't gotta worry about this. Liv Morgan hadn't done anything because, well, she has no one to feud with because Stephanie Vaquer is hurt. She's gonna be out for a while. So why can't she feud with Bayley or Lyra or something?
The women's tag team division.
How come Liv is not on the pay-per-view? Why Becky on the pay-per-view? Now, granted, she defended her IC Women's Championship against Sawuka in a mid-card feud on the pay-per-view, but Liv is your top champion. How come she's not defending it?
Has reached a level of fatigue that I think a lot of people are starting to feel the same way. None of it matters. None of it is good. None of it. Honestly, the women's tag team matches drag the quality of the shows down. Like, for example, on Saturday night's main event, we had Brie Bella and Paige versus Lash Legend and Nia Jax. That actively harmed the overall quality of the show. You are giving way too much time to women's tag team wrestling, and it's not really all that important. You had 3 women's matches on Saturday night's main event. If I want 3 women's matches, you better be giving me a fucking Evolution pay-per-view. We don't need 3 matches out of 5 to be women's matches on a Saturday night's main event. Give me a break.
Yeah.
You gotta even this shit out.
And don't forget, one of those matches ended in a DQ. It was actually short. I mean, Becky Lynch and Sol Walker ended in a DQ, and it was very short.
Less is more. And none of it, like I said, is particularly interesting to a point where it deserves television time.
Exactly. I hope we're not doing what we did 5 years ago, where the women tag team champions are in the singles division. We did that before in 2021 and in 2022, and it's just god awful. Get the title off of TV. There's no division.
I don't know what this does for any of these women here. I don't. The most glaring thing out of all of this is that Liv Morgan has no championship match at Clash in Italy. Is Stephanie Vicari going to be ready for Clash or Night of Champions? I hope so. How many more months can Liv Morgan go without defending the championship? We're nearing the typical 30 days non-defense, right? 30 days of no title defenses? That means that Liv Morgan should be due for a relinquishing of the title. Or has the Women's World Champion now been reduced to slop like everything else? You know, we were talking about this at the beginning of the year. The SmackDown Women's Division has been just absolutely fucking dog shit brutal. And the Monday Night Raw Women's Division, when they had Rhea and Io and everything was kind of flowing there, right? They had some top-tier talent. Now you look at the shows, and it's absolutely reversed. 100%. SmackDown's got a great division, though there's still way too much tag team wrestling over there with Rhea and Charlotte and Alexa, and you got Fatal Influence, and you got the fucking not-so-baddies and Jade. But then you got Blake Monroe, and then you got Kiana James, and you got Julia, and you got Jordan Grace somewhere who's gone missing. And Tiffany Stratton. The Monday Night Raw Women's Division is legitimately being destroyed because the sole focus of Monday Night Raw and its writers is women's tag team wrestling. We need to absolutely change that. I don't know what the fuck they're doing, but we need less, and I mean much less, focus on the women's tag team titles. They are absolutely irrelevant. Nobody gives a fuck. And every time that they're presented on television, it actively makes the shows worse. This is fact. This is just not me saying it. Everybody's saying it. Social media is saying it. The chat here, live on YouTube, is saying it. Bayley and Lyra win. The ending happened where Dominic leapt on the apron to distract the referee, so rocked the ring. You know, starting things off, WWE didn't really get...
Superior.
Might will end the video. I think I made it long enough. Just want to say, hit that like button, leave a comment. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. I'm going to end the video
even knows when or
in
where
just
the
3
championship
seconds.
match is going to be. It could legitimately be the following night on Raw. It could be at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. Who the fuck knows? I'm assuming that the finals will take place in Saudi Arabia. That's the way I would do it. The finals take place in Saudi Arabia at Night of Champions for the King and Queen of the Ring tournament, and then that means you have build. You have at least some storyline, some television time between Challenger and King. Challenger, King, and Champion. That's the way I would do it. Are there any different rules to the tournament this year? How are people going to be announced for the tournament? What makes these people deserving of a shot in the tournament? LA Knight just came out and said, I'm in the tournament. Okay. But if I look back, logically, if I'm a fan and I'm looking back at LA Knight since WrestleMania, he hasn't wrestled one fucking match on Monday Night Raw or at any PLE, yet he's automatically signing up for the King of the Ring tournament. I can easily say, what has LA Knight done to deserve a spot in the King of the Ring tournament where there's only 4 Raw stars and 4 SmackDown stars? What has he done? Why don't we have qualifying matches? You know, I saw a clip, and I always mention it. Every time we mention King of the Ring, I always mention it. I saw a clip on Twitter. Because I'm assuming the algorithm is fucking weird on Twitter, man. You know, you mention King of the Ring, or, you know, you tweet something about King of the Ring. All of a sudden, I get, in my recommended on X, all of a sudden I get King of the Ring clips. I got shown Mr. Perfect versus Doink in the 1993 King of the Ring. Mr. Perfect had to wrestle Doink 3 times to get into the King of the Ring tournament in 1993, to get into the quarterfinal round to wrestle Mr. Hughes. He eventually went on to beat Mr. Hughes because Mr. Hughes hit him with the Undertaker's urn, because at that point Mr. Hughes had stolen the Undertaker's urn with Harvey Wimpleman. I may be outdating myself here, but you OGs know. And then he went on to wrestle Bret the Hitman Hart in the semifinals, and it was easily one of the best matches in WWE history. It was the best match that Perfect and Bret had, and it was the best match of the entire night. And probably the best King of the Ring match of all time. Why don't we have qualifying matches?
Yeah.
You know, Monday Night Raw has absolutely no reason, no meaning. The King of the Ring tournament's going to give at least Monday Night Raw a couple of weeks of meaning. But if you want to really kind of extend that, or expand on that, why don't we have qualifying matches? You got more than enough. Open it up to everybody. How good, how cool would qualifying matches be? Maybe get an LA Knight versus somebody from NXT. Maybe Miles Bourne wants to come up and fucking test his skills against LA Knight. Qualifying match. Can the upstart, North American champion and Miles Bourne upset LA Knight? Or maybe Tony D'Angelo. Or maybe not Tony D'Angelo because he's the NXT champion. Maybe Lexis King. Maybe Lexis King tries his hand against Javon Evans. Can Lexis King from NXT upset Javon Evans on the main roster? And then we get the tournament fleshing itself out. Or am I thinking outside the box? Maybe I'm a little cuckoo. Maybe I'm a little nutty. Would that not work? So the King of the Ring tournament is coming back. Is it going to be the same as last year and the year before that and the year before that? Or are we going to embellish on the rules? Maybe update them a little bit because the tournament is a little dated. I would love if WWE does a round-robin tournament. They want to give us rematches every fucking week anyway. Why don't they make it like the Continental Classic? Why don't they make it like the G1? Block A, Block B. You got a gold block and a blue block. You got 8 guys from Raw, 8 guys from SmackDown. They all wrestle each other for a point system. And then you get the the semifinals with the 2 in each block, right? The top 2 guys wrestle in the semifinal. And then the winner of each block semifinal match meets in the finals. It's a very simple concept. But WWE does not want to take risks. They want to do everything to show you that they're not a true professional wrestling company, that they would rather operate and be a pretend pro wrestling company. There's nothing better than a well-booked tournament. You would be very hard-pressed to find anything that is creatively exciting better than a well-booked tournament. What do I know, man? I'm only a fucking geek in front of a green screen with a virtual bar behind me, wearing my Atlanta Braves World Series baseball cap and my favorite Alter Bridge hoodie. I don't know a fucking thing about anything, man. Fuck this guy. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, Adrian. It's not safe enough. It's not safe enough. I think that's probably the reason. Yeah, Triple H. I mean, Triple H would have to break out. I mean, he'd be booking that round robin tournament, man, with points. Oh man, I gotta beat this guy. I don't know if I could do that. Bruce, I don't know if I could do that, pal. So he's throwing his name into the hat. So where does that put Jimmy and Jey Uso? Because I look at Roman Reigns, the most corrupt champion I've ever seen. All he's doing is trying to stir up the old bloodline. Trying to get some things running just a little bit different than the Jimmy and Jey Uso that I knew. Jimmy Uso comes on out.
Well, might as well end the video. Until next time, I'll see y'all later. Hit that like button. I'll be back with more. Thank you for watching.